So sometimes someone links me to something so dumb that I've just got to be like, I've just got to look at it and go, okay, this is just so far outside of my sphere of concerns that I really wonder why they think it. And you'll see in the top left that someone linked me to Spinosaurus's account where he'd retweeted this. And I'm just looking at this thinking, why would you make this? I don't understand. I've never, ever had to worry about an audience. Even when I first started, you know, my channel has grown really quickly and really substantially. And I'm not trying to say, yeah, I'm so brilliant or anything. I'm just being honest about like what's happened, you know? I don't think it's because I'm fucking wonderful or anything. I think it's because I work really hard. It's not a consequence of fucking... It's not a consequence of anything cynical, is what I think. And this is the most cynical thing I've ever seen. I don't know what I'd need to do to alienate my audience. I think I'd have to start taking corporate sponsorships and not telling them. I think I'd have to start being consistent. I think I'd have to stop using sources. And I think that my reasoning capacity would have to sink to the sort of level that Tom Avella and Spinosaurus can probably enjoy. Because, I mean, this just isn't my concern. And again, I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I just have different things I worry about. And I find it so amusing that like 353 retweets, 1,600 likes, that the guy had to post, heads up, this image was created by someone. This sentence isn't actually in the video. It's just a silly meme. Good thing that you told everyone. Otherwise they wouldn't know that you were lying. Because, I mean, this is the sort of thing that Spinosauruskin is worried about. This is the sort of thing that, I mean, I don't know who this is. But, you know, this is the sort of thing that someone like this guy would be worried about. I mean, let's have a look at his Patreon. Tom Avella is creating videos about media and politics. Okay, Tom, let's see how big your channel is. 6,000 people. That's your concern. My channel's almost 100 times bigger than yours. Why would I give a shit about the sort of things you give a shit about? But I find really, I mean, just for anyone who wants to know, that 423, I'm actually saying abortion, fuck me, these cunts are shutting down free speech or something like that. Which I think is worse. But it's just the most bizarre thing in the world. This obsession with me is incredible. It's like their obsession with Paul Joseph Watson. You know, if I were them, I would just either do rebuttal videos if you thought that there was something that you could be addressing, and you thought he was deliberately putting out misinformation, or even if you didn't think it was deliberate, you could still be like, hey, I think you've got some information missing. You need this for your analysis. But I just can't understand this kind of fascination. You know, I mean, I wouldn't do this to Anita Sarkeesian. You know, and that's the way I try to the perspective I try to maintain. You know, what would I do this to, like Lacey Green or Anita Sarkeesian, or I mean, like Hillary Clinton or something like that? And I don't think I would. And unless I was making it blatantly obvious in the joke that this obviously wasn't true, but this has been doctored to make it look like it's real. So, and again, I don't mind. I don't care. It's fine. It's just interesting that they think. Interesting to see what they think I think, and how radically different it is to what I actually think. I mean, I get accused of pandering all the time, and I'm just sort of thinking, I don't even know who I'd be pandering to. I don't even know what I'd be saying to someone to pander to them. Yeah, I think that if I started making, like, pro-Trump propaganda of the God Emperor, unironically, then I can't imagine people would be happy with that. And, I mean, at some point I probably will do a video on, like, Putin and Assad. Well, I've done one on Assad, obviously. I'm dubious about Assad, because I honestly don't know what's true. I honestly don't know what's true, and I don't think a lot of what we've been told about him is true. But Putin would be easy to do, Trump would be easy to do. And I'm happy to be critical of these people. It's just not worth my time, because there are other things that need to be done that no one else is doing. And there are loads of people like, oh my god, you know, why don't you criticize Vladimir Putin for murdering a journalist? Does that need criticism? That seems like the criticism wrapped up in that sentence. I could, I guess. Mr. Putin, you shouldn't kill journalists. There we go. I hope that helped. It's such a dumb thing, isn't it? You know? So yeah, it's just bizarre. Like they think my entire audience is full of alt-right neo-Nazis and like, right wingers, evil right wingers. Whereas I think that a lot of them are like the sort of proper liberals who I think on the sort of libertarian spectrum of it branch along the centre, but sort of left-leaning and right-leaning libertarians and classical liberals. I think they both get a lot out of my content, and I think that even further afield than that, on either side of that wing, and even some authoritarians get something out of my content, which is why I was talking to Secular Talk, and he was like, "You've got the most bipartisan audience I've ever seen." I was like, I know, and I like to think that is an endorsement of my skills of objectivity. But I don't know, and I don't know. And this is the thing, it's like pandering. It's like, am I? In what way? I mean, I did a 45-minute long video condemning the Conservatives. What more do I need to do? I've already said that, look, they're your enemy. They're not, if you're not in their club, they're not working for you. And the only reason that they're so strident on Brexit is because they know it's getting the public behind them. And that's the only reason I would be supporting the Conservatives, is because they were doing something directly that I wanted that I couldn't get someone else to do. And, I mean, I certainly can't get Labour to do that. I certainly can't get the Lib Dems to do that. And even if they did, they're not going to get into power, I don't think, because they've got so many other flaws. The Conservatives have plenty of flaws, but they're not as unelectable, I guess, would be the easiest way to put it. It's just interesting, isn't it? It's just like, I'm just trying to understand. That's the thing. And yet, I honestly, I really do think a lot of what they do is driven by fear. I think they're afraid that more people are convinced by what I have to say than what they have to say. And I think it's amusing. I'm sorry that that's the case. I really am. And maybe if you spent more time actually making proper arguments, then you might be persuading more people than I am. But it could be that your arguments are just wrong, and you don't even know why you hold them, Maybe if you sit down and think, right, what is actually right and wrong about what I'm saying? Why are so many people just not responding to what I'm putting out? Why are so many people responding to something someone else is putting out? I think it'd be worth it, I really think it'd be worth it. But anyway, good on you, Tom, for at least telling people this is fake, because there are a lot of people who probably wouldn't do that, so... yeah, good job. I'm impressed. It's nice to see that someone has some intellectual honesty. Oh yeah, and if you want to find out exactly what the evil right-wingers actually think about me, I'll leave a link to this poll thread that someone tweeted at me. They're not fans. They are not fans. In fact, they fucking hate me. Everyone associated with me. Anyone I've talked to or hung out with, they fucking hate. They are just, I mean, it just goes on and just goes on and on and on and on and on. And man, are they so angry. I had a quick, I don't know. I don't get image boards, so I never use poll. I'm too old and stupid. But I love some of this, because I was scanning through it, and someone acts like I posted on this, and I'm just sat there thinking, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't get involved. It looks like way too much hassle for me. But hey, you guys can have the opinions you want. I really don't care. Well, just like the sort of SJW types, you guys can have the opinions you want. I just don't care. It's it's fine. You do what you want, and nothing to do with me. But for everyone on this thread going, oh, you must be Sargon replying, no. I'm way too lazy to bother with this. I've got more than enough spaces on my own channels and stuff to talk to people. I don't need to go here. Oh, look at this. Sargon proclaimed he'd never been on a Chan board, for fuck's sake. I sincerely doubt that's the case. Wasn't his big break into e-celebrity status doing digging during GG? And where's the nerve centre of doing digging during GG? Yeah. Dude, do you not think I can do my own research? Why wouldn't I just sit there on my own doing it, or with friends of mine? I mean, Why would I need you to do this for me? This is why I find things that you don't find, because we're not looking at the same things. But even then, I'm not trying to denigrate the efficacy of the chants, because there's no getting around it. The sort of crowdsourced research and digging they do is fucking amazing. You can look at Shia LaBeouf for that. Gotta hand it to them. These autists can find anything, anywhere. We just look in different places for different things. And like I said, I don't care either way. You know, these guys can do whatever the hell they like. But it's just really funny. It's just really funny watching, because this is something that I see like a lot of the time, where whenever someone links me to a thread and I'll read through this thread and I'll think, God, this is just so much hassle, because in every single thread anyone has ever linked me to on this, there's always someone claiming that whatever the subject is the one who posted. And so it turns into this like anonymous witch hunt to find out who the fuck posted this shit. I'm just like, oh God. To be honest with you, right, I'm not a big fan of anonymity. It's not that I wouldn't want to take it away from anyone else. If someone wanted to be anonymous, then I would be like, okay, well, that's your choice, you know. I personally don't, and I prefer not to deal with anons. Not because, again, there's anything wrong with it, but I just like to know who I'm talking to, and I like people to know that they're talking to me. So it's really not my sort of thing on just that principle alone. But again, I don't care if people do it. It's not a problem for me. I don't give a damn. It's just entertaining a lot of the time. Anyway, you know, have fun, everyone.